I sit down and think about a number of NBA, like topics and ideas or whatever. And one thing that I think about a lot is the MVP race, but specifically how I don't know, I'll say dumb it is, and how much I don't understand it. Obviously the MVP go to the quote unquote, best player in the league. Giannis has won it the last two times, but I feel like the MVP needs a change, and it just needs to make more sense because right now, I just have a couple concerns with it, and I think I have a solution too. But just here are some of my problems. The criteria for MVP changes every single year. It goes from sometimes it's the best player on the best team, which has been Giannis these past 2 years. Sometimes it's the best story. Recently I think 2017. Russ. KD left, and now it's just Russ there, and he averages a 30-point triple double, even though he was like the sixth seed. That's the best story. And then sometimes it's really just a player and this kind of goes into what I just now said, but a player putting up really good stats that just can't be ignored on a like average playoff team, like fifth seed, sixth seed around there. I guess you could count Russ in that too, but this year is Nikola Jokic because Nikola Jokic, he is putting up legendary numbers, but something that a lot of people don't seem to point out is that the Nuggets are a sixth seed. Right now they're a fifth, but they're tied for the fifth and sixth seed. They're tied right now with the Trailblazers, and the Nuggets have consistently been a sixth seed, and yet Jokic is leading the MVP race, which to me really makes no sense because the Warriors. I know I know it was only for maybe like 7 games or so. They were the sixth seed, and Curry's had I think around a 30 point 50 40 90 at the time, just around there, and they said that that's too low. So what's the difference between Jokic putting up these numbers and Steph putting up those numbers? It's because we've seen 30 point 50 40 90 before. We've seen Steph before, and now Jokic comes and is fresh, and now he is the leader. I don't really understand why when the Warriors were a sixth seed, even though it was for a limited period of time. I understand that, but now that Jokic is consistently a sixth seed, now he's the favorite. That just makes no. It doesn't really make sense to me. Another thing with the MVP voting is voter fatigue. It makes no sense, and sometimes just straight rob people. And for those who are questioning what voter fatigue is basically, this guy's won it, maybe two times in a row now, or he's won it a bunch of times in the past. So we're gonna like kind of like skip over him and not really consider him highly because he already won. To me, that makes no sense. If the guy is playing at an MVP level above a bunch of his peers, he should just win it straight up. I don't understand why, them winning it, before in previous years, stops them from winning it now in the future. The biggest example of this is Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan should have won probably, maybe even, probably like 9 MVPs, man. I'm dragging it, but he should have won more than he did. I think he won 6 or 5 around there. But I don't really understand voter fatigue. It's kind of dumb to me. And also another problem I have. I think this is the last problem. This is the last problem I have. The voting is heavily reliant on the media. You watch these Skip and Shannons and Stephen A. and Max Cohen and all that, and then you watch these shows, and all they could talk about is, oh my God, this guy played really, really good, really, really good, and now, that makes you think that guy is maybe better than he actually is, maybe sometimes, because of course I talked about the Jokic thing, and all you can hear about, oh gosh, Jokic had a 30-point triple double, and he's still the sixth seed. So the media heavily influences the voting, especially because those are the same people who are voting. It's not really the fans. So I kind of have a quick solution to this. I feel like the MVP voting should happen after the playoffs. So basically, the MVP is the MVP of the regular season. I feel like a easy way to solve this MVP situation is have it happen after the postseason. So this way you can kind of see, who's really showing up and who's not. We have a lot of MVPs who in the playoff shrink. I don't want anybody saying Stephen Curry. I will slap you. I'm joking. Oh my God, I'm terrible. But basically, Giannis has shrunk a lot in the playoffs. I feel like, you know, having the voting happen after the playoffs would really give you a better, perspective of who really truly is the best player in the NBA. And they don't even have to win the championship to be MVP. Just have a good playoff performance. Obviously, if the guys getting eliminated in like the first or maybe in the second round, like badly, then obviously they shouldn't win it. But let's say like worst case scenario, they're in the conference finals. They're averaging, above their numbers, but their team and overall couldn't do it, and he was really good in the regular season too. I feel like that guy should, probably win it most likely, and I feel like that would just make the voting better, just make the voting more, you know. I'm trying to look for the word. I don't know, like just make it less questionable because they're having a lot of questionable MVPs, and I feel like that would just make it a lot more legitimate. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it. That's my little rant about the MVP race. It doesn't really make any sense. Those of you who are wondering who is my MVP, to be completely honest, I don't have one. I don't really care. If I had to choose, I'll probably choose. Honestly, I'll go with Kawhi. Because he does have one of the better records in the NBA, and I know it's not a great story, especially because the Clippers kind of fallen out of grace. But if I had to choose an MVP, it would be Kawhi, especially because his team isn't like a super team. So yeah, and he's not. So yeah, I'd say my MVP is probably Kawhi. So thank you for watching. Maybe you'll give my points, maybe you don't. Tell me what you think. Thank you for watching. Later. Okay, I lied. My bad. Just one quick thing. There would still be a Finals MVP, obviously, and there will be a MVP for the season in a whole. Maybe the guy could win both, maybe not. But there will still be a Finals MVP. I just wanted to add that in. I forgot to say that. Thank you for watching.